Melo spoke about team morale this morning in California.
I feel like we playing, some good basketball now, and, just to kind of have a temporary black cloud over our heads. My conversation with management is limited at this point. I've decided to kind of focus on what I can focus on and let them, focus on what they focus on.
It's not exactly inflammatory stuff from Carmelo Anthony. Obviously, he's been asked questions about his president's commentary.
Right.
Is the president doing his players any favors here?
I mean, honestly, I don't think so. And I understand this is look, I know Phil well enough that this is just kind of how he talks to players, or he tries to get players to, he's always done, he did in Chicago, he did in LA, he talks through the press. That's how he tries to get messages across to his players. Okay, that's fine. My problem with it is that I think the Knicks are playing pretty good right now.
Yeah, they are.
It's not like they're 3-17.
Right.
They're playing pretty good. They play hard. They're not the most, talented team probably in the league right now, but they really put forth pretty good effort. I saw them last week. Kyle O'Quinn started for Noah was out and
played really well lately.
Played really well. I mean, he really was getting after it. Hernan Gomez is playing hard.
Yep.
Courtney Lee's playing hard. Rose is doing what Rose can do. He's being effective.
Kuzminkas has been a decent surprise off the bench. I mean, there's a lot of positive
stuff
stuff there.
Seems like they're all buying into what Jeff Hornacek wants them to do.
Yeah, Matt, but I'm going to say this, look. I don't agree with calling out players or your team in the newspaper, in the press. That's not always my thing. But they're a veteran team with high expectations. Phil, and you know this, Phil's not stupid.
No, he's not.
He's not a stupid person.
No.
So if he's doing this and Carmelo's pushing back, maybe he knows the right buttons to push it. Yeah, we're saying the Knicks are playing well, won 4 out of their last 5, and maybe he want to keep them on that path. Maybe Phil's thinking, if I can keep them pissed off at me, then then that's going to motivate them to keep playing to show me.
Sure.
And again, you have to know your players and you have to know your team. This is a veteran team. These are not rookies. And they were brought together with one thing in mind, to make the playoffs and turn the New York Knicks fortunes around. Period. And Phil Jackson is putting his foot down on everybody's neck, letting them know that unless we make the playoffs, it's unacceptable. And so, again, we may not agree with his methods. I wouldn't do it, especially if it was a young team, but it's a veteran team. These guys know the expectations. They all signed up for this. They know what the deal is. They all have a lot riding. Derrick Rose, all these guys have a lot riding, and Phil Jackson does too. It's about his legacy. Can he prove that he's a winner in management? And so he's keeping his foot on the pedal, on the players. And again, let's see what happens. I think they're going to continue to play well because they're veterans and they understand Phil and they understand the situation in the NBA, but he got to know his team.
It's an interesting strategy in that market in particular because there are a lot of places where he could become the story and the distraction. But in New York, there's so many reporters. All the players are going to get asked about this over and over and over again.
We're talking about Phil. We're not talking about the Knicks. And maybe that's what he wants.
Yeah.
The Knicks are just slowly doing this.
Yeah.
They're slowly playing better.
Yeah.